Welcome, everybody. We are here today for another episode of the Leadership for Change Academy Talks. And today I have a great friend of mine here with us and a great leader. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, Irene. Thank you very much. My name is Giulliano Lopresti. I'm from Mexico, and I'm an entrepreneur. I have interest in restaurants, wine import business, audio, production, and real estate.
Where are you right now?
I'm in Miami. I did some studies here. Just finished, and we are making decisions of either to stay or to go back to Mexico. This whole pandemic has changed the scenarios a little bit, so we are working on it.
I remember that I came to visit you, and I really look forward to visiting you again after all this craziness.
You're more than welcome here. It will be my pleasure to have you again.
Did you do something with audio?
Audio production, yes. We have a company that it's producing audiobooks. It's one of the fast-growing markets. We work for editorials that want to take their books into audio to allow them to listen to them through platforms.
When did you start this?
It's 4 years that I started participating in that business. I'm part of the board, helping design the strategy and take some steps.
You are involved in many activities, right? You talked about restaurants and real estate, the audio. How did the pandemic impacted the different aspects of your businesses?
People talk about the economical crisis from the pandemic, but the crisis doesn't come from the pandemic. It comes from the decisions government have made to try to control the pandemic. It depends a lot of what you do and how you do it and how you position yourself to the crisis. From the restaurant business, you need to refinance, you need to restructure, you need to find a way to keep your collaborators, and you need to be able to build a bridge for your company to reach the other side. We still don't know how far away is the other side, but through restructuring finances and through making some decisions in the company, you can build. I have a business partner that is very tech savvy with audio. He made some changes that allow people to read the books and record the books in their house. There's a lot of consumption. So we have demand from the platforms that need more inventory. Real estate depends on it depends on what area you're in, if they're affected or not by the pandemic. From my structure, the decisions have been, how do I guarantee the payments of the mortgages, even if I have the uncertainty of collecting some rents?
It's a lot in terms of change, and I can see that every time there is a problem, you find a solution, as an entrepreneur will do, right? You face the situation and try to find another way to go around the problem or to find an answer to that problem. My point is, you are very good in your businesses and to face change and find new solutions. So what about yourself? So how do you face change?
I like to, so as you find tools or you create tools for your business, I also believe in creating tools for yourself. We are entering a world where we need flexibility and we need capacity to adapt. And you need to build it within yourself. Because if you are hooked to the past, you cannot position yourself in a way where you can take advantage of the future. So how do you adapt to change? It's not a fight. Sometimes it's the angle of how you stand through what's happening. And as a person, for me, it's sometimes what you tell yourself, what information you put in your head, and how you process that to have a better understanding of what's happening. So it's part of reading, having conversations with different people, being open to different ideas. So people want to be right and they want the other person to be wrong. There's not one point of view for each thing. There's many points of view. So you can try to understand them. You don't need to agree with them, but you can accept different realities. And I think If you prepare yourself to understand how people think and to understand how reality unfolding in front of you, then it's gonna be easier to walk through the path.
Can you tell us about your journey up to today?
There's no one beginning, Miren. I've questioned myself about that. Where did it all started? I guess we all have important moments in our life that we look back and say, this influenced me. I could tell you why I was tempted to participate a lot in business and in activism or politics through activism. I learned with time that I became a workaholic and that it was a refuge. I found success in the university, I found success in business, and I found success in activism. So it was a safe zone where I could be myself and I stayed away of a place that hurt. Things that happen to us, we can channel them to positive impact, or we can justify our life with excuses. I'm lucky I found a good distraction, a healthy distraction, productive one. But I also was lucky to find the right people that gave me good advice and showed me a good path. Nobody can get far without good friends or good advices. And then you need to be focused and learn from your mistakes. We all make mistakes, almost more from our mistakes than from our successes.
Would you like to share with us one challenge that could be an example?
Yeah, I was kidnapped in Mexico when I was 3 years old for 1 week. That created a combination of situations in my family, no? And maybe that's part of the motivation and part of the history of my family. What created a relationship with my father. I didn't speak to my father for 3 years. Then I tried to rebuild the relationship, and he passed away like 8 years or 9 years ago. A big challenge was to be able to sit down with him and be able to share, spend time with him. And I was able to do it before he died. And he was actually very happy. And before he died, he told his girlfriend that to tell me that he could go in peace because he knew that he had rebuilt his relationship with him. In my life, in my experience, for everything it meant for me, that was big. Sometimes we have those challenges within that provoke things in ourselves that have a lot to do with how we relate to other people and how we become part of other causes.
How important is networking in your life?
People don't understand how important is networking. Either you're active networking or you are losing opportunities. When you are not fighting a cause or when you are not in the middle of a crisis, you have the opportunity to invest your time in different areas where you can network. I've seen it in my life, in the networks I created through different studies, in different universities, in networks I created with different causes in activism, and the networks in different businesses. But the power of networks is very big, but you need to develop a gut feeling of how you could use that. So you create it while you have time. You need to be strategic on how you invest that time. The value is in two angles. One angle is how you map your networks and how you understand them and put them in a table where you know what it means for your goals. You need to find the opportunities that will allow you to use those resources and invite people in that network in a journey, not that they're willing to participate, but where they're thrilled to participate. It's not only the different networks, but how you can link those networks to the dream, to the adventure, or to the impact.
I agree with you. It's underestimated, and people don't understand exactly how networking can be used not only for personal interest, but for a cause or for a common interest. Absolutely. We are going towards the end of this interview. What is your relationship with leadership?
Leadership comes in different sizes and different flavors. People tend to see it as one thing, either you're a leader or not. It's not so simple. A lot of people can show leadership if the opportunity presents to them. And a lot of people could become leaders if they are shown the right path. But I think it has to do with experience, with vision, with networking, and with finding the right causes. And I think the concept is overrated. I think we've been distracted with a concept of leadership of big success. People think that big leaders are the presidents of the country or prime ministers, that big leaders are the big business people. But I think the world has changed a lot. And we need to understand that there's more acts of leadership every day than what we think of. What you're doing is very important to inspire people to become leaders that will impact positively smaller group of people. It's very difficult in today's condition to try to impact millions of people with acts of leadership. It could be very easy for millions of people to do acts of leadership in their communities that will change the life of the people that are very close to them. Society is changing. And I think that if we want to move forward as society, we need to think more of those millions of small positive changes than of big act of leadership. It's awakening people and showing them the right way. So you need to solve problems from the bottom up, not just from the top to the bottom. And I think that's a part of what I like what you're doing, because we need to make people understand that we need to be the change that we want in our community. And we need to open the eyes of people around us so that more and more people around us can be part of that change.
Change the world one action at a time.
Either you're part of the solution or you're part of the problem. No, everything changes every day. The question is, what are you going to do tomorrow when you wake up so that your impact that day will be positive for your wife or husband, for your kids, for your neighbor, for your family, for your community.
This is the last inspirational moment. I would like to motivate people to understand that everything is possible and they can be the change that we are talking about. Even if they have a dream, they can realize that dream. Do you have a dream that you would like to put a deadline on?
I don't like deadlines because it limits the potential of the opportunity. No, I believe in different stages in life, a different purpose that don't have to be against each other. I have a personal and family agenda. I think that I owe it to myself and to my family to give a different opportunity. And I want to make it right because I want to learn from my experience and my life. I have a personal and professional agenda that will somehow try to be pushed depending on the scenarios that present in front of me. And then I have a responsibility with my country and my community that I have in my mind, and I want to participate and be part of that. I'm more focused on the goal and the impact that on the deadline, and maybe creating conditions for me to be able to participate when the opportunity comes.
Thank you very much, Giuliano, for your time and for sharing all your insights and your life with us.
Thank you. Anything I can help with, I'm here.